paper, and it's, so we want to try to work with all of you, and Allison putting together a plan where we deploy you right now to go to as many buildings as you can. It's not door to door, it's just like on the outside door. We're just taping it on the door and moving through the city. And doing it citywide, because citywide is, you know, everyone's having, some people have power and some people don't. Most people don't. So I want to just give you, and let me just talk briefly about the power. So I'm just going to give you a kind of an overview, because obviously when you're putting these notices up, did everyone hear me? Yeah. Yep. When you're putting these notices up, obviously people are going to be asking you questions. So I will just tell you that we're, with the PSE&G and the power, some people in the city have power because they are connected to an emergency plan that PSE&G did so they could bring our hospital online. So that is the reason. So some people are connected to that, and obviously most are not. But that's the reason that it is that way. And it's yeah, oh great, so you can start. Yeah, she's starting to hand those out.
Don't hand it out just yet. We're going to have specific groups putting up the flyers.
Yeah, so you know, I've been out, I just want to let you know, I mean, I probably at 2 o'clock, I need to coordinate this with PSE&G, but I want to try to give a realistic update. I mean, the challenge that they're facing is that our substations were severely damaged. So it's either, they either need to do all kinds of repairs, which is going to take a long time, or they've got like PSE&G and the county and the federal government working on finding new circuit breakers for the circuit breakers that will work on our substations. So the way it was described to me, it's kind of like finding a needle in the haystack. But if we have everybody working on it, both in the private sector and in the public sector, all the way, all the way up the food chain to the White House, I mean, they're helping us. They were here yesterday. We had a representative from the Department of Energy here, and I'm getting on another call with him and getting them working on helping us to find those needles, because that will cut the time frame by about 2 days. So, which is huge for us when we're trying to make sure to shelter all of our seniors and people in need. That's what we're resorting to until that power goes back on. So the estimate that they're giving, it could be, I'm just going to be upfront, it could be like next Wednesday before we get power. So we're pushing hard to find those circuit breakers, because that could really cut it down significantly. So that's what we're trying to, and maybe if they find them faster, it'll all go much faster. But that's the estimate that I'm being given. So I'll just quickly run through these things. When the hospital is open, they're working hard on the hospital is open, the emergency room is open. PSE&G, they're working as hard as they can, and we're going to keep pushing and keep making sure to give them the resources. And this has a listing of different places that are open, and ice and garbage, and we have ATM and Observer Highway in Bloomfield, and we have a bunch of different places that are offering free food. So what we're doing is running buses up and down, just constant school buses up and down Washington Street, so people can jump on the buses and get rides up and down to be able to get to the different resources. So, and then there's news that I'm going to be putting out about, the election is on. That was one of the questions. It's definitely for next Tuesday. And, we're working to try and with the Board of Elections to figure out exactly what that plan will be. But, they might be having, all the polling locations are going to be the same place, but it may be that there's a temporary structure, set up in front of the polling location. So, we're working on trying to get it generators, but the election is moving forward for next Tuesday. That was like a good question that I got yesterday. So if anyone, I'll take a couple of questions. They're working to, like I said, to sort of organize the team, but what we're hoping to do is get all of you out and plastering this citywide, because so many people are feeling like, what's going on? I don't know. And if all of you can run around and taking this on doors, it's a way to get the word out. So Yeah, that's what they're working on right now, is that plan. But I wanted to just kind of give you guys, since you're out there and people are going to be asking you questions, if you want to ask me questions right now.
So to be clear, the PS&G problem is a parts problem at this point, a circuit breaker?
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, the problem is it was massive flooding of our substations, and they are severely damaged. So the one option is to, I mean, the way it was described, it's very complicated, very tedious work of taking each piece off and cleaning it and checking it and testing it and putting it back on. So they're following two parallel tracks. So obviously they've got, they've got people coming in, additional resources, thanks to President Obama saying we're going to give you those additional resources. We have 56 additional people coming in to work on this that are already here working on it. And we're going to be asking actually for some more people. So we're following that, like, we're going to do the tedious work as one route, but then we got a team of people working to try and find those circuit breakers. So if we find those circuit breakers, and we can, sort of stop with the other process and put in the circuit breaker and, go back to our normal lives. The water has receded. So that's making it, and that's been part of the challenge for Hoboken, is that we couldn't really work on it until the water receded. The water didn't recede till yesterday. So, they're drying everything out and they're here on site and working on those substations. Yeah, they're not, the thing is, I think, I just want everyone to be clear. They're not trapped in their building. They are choosing to shelter within their building. And it's up to all of us in this room to support them within their homes. So, there's water in the lower, first and second floors. But if you're up on the 10th floor and you can't walk that well to get down the stairs, then you need this. You need help. You need someone to come and deliver water and food to you, or you need to go to a shelter. And I know people don't want to go to a shelter. They want to remain in their homes. So yeah. So what we're doing is setting up a what we'll call a pod structure, just to give you an overview. So for right now, we're going to be sending you out to put up these notices. But then we're in the process of setting up what we'll call a pod structure, where there'll be 6 locations citywide where we're bringing supplies, and we'll need volunteers to be at those locations, and then volunteers to take the supplies and bring them up to the various buildings in the area and deliver those supplies. So there's going to be 6 locations citywide, and we're going to keep it going until we get the power back, and hopefully it won't be next Wednesday. But that's the worst case scenario that I've been given. So we're hoping that it's much faster than that. But until then, I do feel that this is the best. This is the best approach to do it, is rather than having everyone come out of their homes. And I know from Hurricane Irene, people aren't going to leave their homes. They're not. There's so many people that feel like, I want to stay at home, I'm not going to leave, and they'd rather be